welcome back to Russell Does Stuff. This is Russell, and we're out hanging out in my hangout spot tonight. The mosquitoes aren't real bad tonight, and for once in like a month and a half, it's not raining. So it's time to cook out. I'm grilling some chicken breasts, and it's after 5 o'clock, so that means it's time for a beer. So doing the flat iron grilling right now with some chicken breasts. I use a little bit of lump coal, and then I throw some oak in there for flavor, and it cuts down on the cost uh, for lump coal, because that stuff's kind of expensive. And if you add a little bit into the oak, you could save yourself some money, and I'm all about saving money. So there's a couple things that I do to get the fire going. I like to use the propane, and I like to use the chimney, and a jug of this stuff costs about $14. It lasts me about a year. And this grill here, I'm retiring. Um, it's wore out, rusted out. I've had it a bunch of years, and this is my new one. I haven't named it yet, um, and I don't think I'm going to. So when you have a yard, you want to use it. And when it's too hot and there's too many mosquitoes and it's raining, you can't use your yard. It's no fun. So while that's cooking, we'll go over the neighborhood news. Today, what's today? The weekend. Shane wants to know who can come out and cut his grass before noon on Saturday. I don't understand these people. Ashley, ISO. Everybody's got abbreviations these days. I don't understand them. I seeking others. I don't know what it means. ISO. If you know what that means, drop a comment below. Looking for someone to maintain my flower bed on a bi-weekly schedule. Okay. Good Lord, folks. All right. The next one. This guy named James, he thinks he has 8 yards and he's not sure. Has 8 yards that need to be mowed about, is what he says in his ad, about. Are there any licensed companies or handyman / women that might be interested? And this guy's name is James. He thinks he has 8 yards, but he's not sure. Now remember, lots of people are responding to these ads with their lawn service, and they'll post a picture of their business card in the comments. Private message me. I'll take care of it. I'm going by today or whatever. Everybody's fighting over this fish food here, all right? This guy named Joe. Lawn care needed. I have 3 companies that have ghosted me. I need a one-time cut. I have money, so somebody needs to come and get it. He showed pictures of his yard. His grass is about 3 feet over the sidewalk on each side. The grass is probably 3 foot to 4 foot tall. He has 29 replies. 29 people are interested in mowing this guy's lawn. He just wants it cut one time. Now, I'm not picking on these people, but you can't build a business, folks, like that. These people are telling you exactly what they want, what they're doing, and what they're about. Okay? Where's the company that was mowing the 8 yards that the guy thinks he has? I mean, really? Somebody wants their flower bed maintained twice a week. What about the wintertime? April showers bring May flowers. I don't get it. Most flowers are seasonal. Who's gonna mow this one guy's property? 3 companies have gone out there and probably drove away. Hay fever makes me sneeze. He needs a one-time cut. 2 weeks from now, after he gets that one-time cut, the grass is going to be 2 feet again, and then he's going to run the same ad. You can't build a business on that. And if you're chasing stuff like that, it's like a dog chasing his tail. The dog's still going to have a tail, and he's still going to realize he can never, ever catch it. So I think we're supposed to bring these up to 145 degree temperature, but I'm not sure. Good stuff. Since I don't have any kids living at home, that's enough food to last a few days. You can have a salad, you can have chicken sandwiches, and you can have chicken tonight. So I'm just out here with my dogs, chilling out. Neighbor up the street, he installs draperies, and we've been here a while, and we'll go over to his house every once in a while when they have a garage sale, or if he needs something, if the hurricanes come or whatever, I'll go check on him. And I think he's a preacher. And he told me 6 years ago that he was going to stop over and say hi. And he never has. So yesterday I drove by his house when I was doing the cleanup up the street for the teacher. And he had a hood on his vehicle up, and he had tools in his hand and stuff. And I stopped at the end of his driveway, and I asked him if he needed anything. And he came right up, stuck his hand in the window, shook my hand, said hi, and he said he's got it. He thinks he had a dead battery or something. And I told him, I said, I have plenty of batteries. If you need one, just come over and I'll give you one. And he stopped for a minute, and he's, well, no, I'm going to just run up to the store and get one. So I figured his problem was probably more than just the battery, probably an alternator, because I looked over at the vehicle he was working on. And his van that he uses to do his work in has been sitting still in his driveway for the last 3 or 4 weeks. So I figured it died and the motor went to heaven. So I also reminded him that we're going on year 6, and he hasn't stopped over like he said he was going to do. And he says, you know, I'm busy and I got grandkids and all that stuff. And I'm like, all right, fine, you know. So if he would come over, he only lives a few properties down the street, he would realize and see that I have a big shop. So today we drove by again on the way back from the grocery store, and he was out in the driveway with his son-in-law. Tools scattered all over the driveway, jacks, hood up, all this stuff was going on. He probably worked on that van for 4 or 5 hours in the driveway. Now it can get to 100 and some degrees out, okay? And since he doesn't come over, he has no idea I have a shop, okay? So I would let him come over and use the shop. Turn the fans on, listen to the radio. He can use any of my tools, my jacks, everything I got. And I have tools that most people don't have in their collection. If you're a mechanic, you know what I'm talking about. And my wifey says to me, well, why don't you let him know you have a shop? I says, I've been trying. I've invited this guy over. Every year I see him maybe twice, 3, 4 times. And I remind him, hey, we're going on year 4. We're going on year 5. Now it's been 6 years since he said that he was going to stop over and see me, you know. And when he said he was going to come over, he said he was going to be over at like 2 o'clock that day. And so I got home and tidied up the living room a little bit, and we had, you know, stuff for him to drink if he wanted something to drink or whatever. And that was 6 years ago. So it's funny how time flies, you know. He's a preacher, so when you're filming yourself and you get to look at yourself in the camera, I don't know if any of you guys have noticed, but I think I've lost like 7 or 8 pounds. So every summer I'll lose 10 to 15 pounds because of the heat and the labor and stuff. And you lose it in your neck, you lose it around your waist, you lose it in your legs and stuff. I thought about writing a weight loss book, and the first chapter would be get a lawn service and get a bunch of accounts, and there you go. So I don't know if anybody would buy the book. So, but not too much has been happening in my world. Practicing my vlogging right now and my camera skills. I've been doing YouTube about 2 months now, and practice makes perfect. And I need to get my wife swinging the camera some so that she can get some practice in, so we can get some different angles and stuff with the camera, and we can walk around and she can film the dogs and stuff while we're chilling out. So, well, this is a look into the wonderful world of somebody who works 13 hours a week. Decided that since there's no skeeters and rain and stuff, I'd get out here and cook dinner for everybody. I want to do a video about YouTube influencers, okay? And I know a lot of people have done videos and commentary on YouTube creators. These gurus that you know, talk you out of your money and stuff. I have a friend who's a subscriber, and I think he's on the fence with some of this stuff. And I'd like to dive into this stuff and see, is it worth it? Isn't it worth it? Is it not worth it? Is it, you know, because that's kind of how they talk. You know, they'll tell a story and then they'll, hey, you know, look in the description below, and there's a link there to 6,000 steps to becoming financially independent. You know, I do some videos on my situation and how I got where I'm at, and I'm not an influencer. I'm not a guru. I'm none of those guys. You know, I'm just somebody who decided to change my thinking, my habits, and stuff, and accomplish something. You know, if you're working all the time and you're not saving your money, what are you working for? You know, I've made a lot of mistakes with my money. I've been real stupid with my money, and there comes a time in your life where you have to change, or you're going to be in your 60s like some of the people I know. And it's not a bad thing if you're in your 60s and you got credit card debt and your house isn't paid off and stuff, but it's possible to get some of that stuff paid off and take control over your finances and stuff. The guy that who's my boss at one of my big accounts, he's 63 years old, and he's going to pay his house off in, I think, 3 or 4 years from now, and he's been paying it off for the last, I think, 3. You know, so it's never too late to do anything. I listen to that Pena guy, Pena. He says he's 6'1". He's, to me, I don't know. He looks like he's 5 foot something. He cusses and he wears a three-piece double-breasted suit. Dan Pena or whatever. You know, I like the guy. He made his money a long time ago. He likes trying to help people out and stuff. He's tough as a bag of nails. You know, that I use that stuff to kind of pump me up when I'm trying to reach my goals and I'm feeling down and out and stuff. My attorney Jeff, who is now my friend, he's got stage 4 cancer. I reached out to him today and I asked him what he was doing, and you know, he's at his house, his apartment. He doesn't have a house. Excuse me. If you watch this video, Jeff, sorry. He's at his house. He was laying on the floor, and that's the only place he can find that makes him feel comfortable. You know, so. Are these guys like Dan Pena? You know, are they useful to us? I mean, is it worth wasting our time listening to these guys or what? You know, I mean, he says that there's no more men on this planet, you know, and some of these guys out here, I say, you know, they look like men, but they're not. I had a guy that was working for me and didn't show up, didn't keep his word. I said to him, you know, you look like a man, but you're not, you know, and that's the stuff that he preaches, you know, and I get what he's saying, you know. Not enough people are saying stuff, you know, toughen up, you know. So what I'm trying to say is I toughened up and I didn't go on trips. I worked hard. I came home, got ready for the next day, went right to bed, got up, went to work, you know. I did it. I was a warrior, you know. I mean, I look like a warrior, but I was. And that's the mindset you got to have in order to reach your goals. Nothing's going to stop you. Nothing's going to stop me, you know. I have the only Sheltie on the planet that is an actual guard dog. He turns into a German Shepherd, and he will defend me and my wife. It's interesting. I've never seen a dog. First of all, if I was by myself or when I was growing up, we didn't have dogs that look like cats. He is the toughest dog I've ever met in my life, and he turns into a lion when he feels somebody's coming onto this property. But I just want to know what you guys think about some of these influencers. Are they coming under fire right now? Because a lot of the stuff that they're saying is a bunch of blah bitty blah. So, well, I'm going to get back to this chicken here. I'm going to go get a temperature reader and start checking the temperature on this chicken. So, well, this is Russell with Russell Does Stuff, and thanks for dropping in. This is what an evening at my house looks like, and we'll catch you on the next one.